Okay. So many butterflies around. So I'm back again. I've got my hat on this time because I had sunstroke after the last time I came here and was not prepared. I'm also wearing a dress and I've got proper shoes on this time. It's currently 11:15, so it's 10:45 right now, and I need to be home at 2, so I'll probably leave around 1. So I've got a few hours here. I've come prepared with my sketchbook this time, paint, pencils. I sorted some pencils out this morning. I am here again. I'm at Waverdale Park. It's only small, but it's very pretty, and I knew I was coming here today, so I came prepared. I'm walking up and I'm going to sit on the bench that I stopped on the last time, and I'm going to do a little bit of painting and then go for a little walk. I'm out of breath already. Okay, so I'm sitting down. I've drank half my water already. I'm noticing a lot of differences. I'm noticing different plants and flowers. I'm noticing so many more butterflies this time, which is so nice. There's blackberries out and the colours are slightly different. There's more purple flowers that I can just see right now. I think last time it was more yellow. There was more yellow flowers, more of the like spring, early summer colours, and then the purples have come out. Some blues I can see yellow behind me, but there's so much purple. I'm gonna try and get a lot of clips like the last video because I really enjoyed that one, and it's been so useful having those clips to use for paintings, to sort of, although I'm not physically there, I can see it, like things will move in the wind, and I think that that's really good practice as well. I'm just taking it all in right now, and I'm ready. I'm gonna do a little bit of painting. I'm still a little bit nervous if anyone was to walk by. I guess it's part of that learning curve. It's quite quiet though. I've only had 3 people walk by so far, and then it's been really quiet. You can hear the noises from, there's some schools over that way, but it's all good. I did bring my little tripod as well, but I think that I'm maybe a little bit nervous for that, but if I use it, just congratulate me, because that's a big deal. I think when you've got a little tripod out, people know you're filming something, and I guess I'm still a little bit nervous about that, so we'll see. It's in my bag anyway. I squeezed it in, and yeah, actually I'll show you what's in my bag, because I feel like I squeezed a lot in just for it being a little bag. So hang on, I'll turn this around and I'll show you. So this is the bag, and then I'll lie it down, and that's my hand for context, right? So it's not huge, it's a good size, but it's square, right? So inside, this is what it looks like. That's my notes from my meeting, sketchbook. I've managed to fit in my watercolor palette, and this tub which I sorted out this morning with my watercolor brush, with my water brushes, the spray, and the pencils that I arranged. And there's still a little bit of room in there, so going forward I could always get more in there, but I managed to squeeze all of that in there. You won't believe I got another spider on my arm. Like, they just love to crawl on me, I guess. Also in my bag I've got my gimbal and the extension that turns it into a tripod. But like I say, depends if I'm brave enough to use that. So I did actually end up using the tripod, which I'm really proud of myself. So set it up on the bench next to me, and sort of put my bag in front of it so it was a little bit hidden because it was facing me. So I turned to a clean page. I always draw these little boxes on some of the pages. It just helps me in my brain just to sort of know that that's the space I'm going to fill, and it sort of takes away some of the decisions because I get a lot of decision fatigue. This really helps me. So I always bring my little sprayer and I always spray the watercolors first. It was so hot today though, so I almost went through all of that water spraying the paint. So going forward, I think that maybe I'm gonna need either a bigger sprayer or I'm gonna need a different system. But I sat down and I started to paint. I was looking around trying to decide which direction I wanted to paint in. So I sort of had the whole of my surroundings was different to each other, and so I decided on painting directly straight in front of me, and I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. But I just really went in with the deep dark colours. I really struggled with the fact that I did that. I went in a little bit too confident and I maybe should have done a little thumbnail first, or just started the way that I normally do where I build up. So this is what's in front of me and this is what I can see. So about here is what I'm looking at, what I'm painting, but I also included a little bit of the path that was beside me in my picture. So I went in really dark with just the normal watercolor paints, and I was feeling really confident at this point. I was adding in some little lighter tones and I was really trying to get the furthest part done where I could see the deeper, darker greens. And then I tried to like come forwards a little bit with the lighter tones, and I really struggled with that. And I think that's because I've been spending a lot of time going between working with gouache paint and watercolor paint, and I think because the way that I use both of them is so different, that was a little bit of an issue. So I did sit with this painting and I really didn't like it for a really long time, but it's grown on me and I think I've fixed it as this video goes on. But at this moment I'm sort of thinking, oh my god, what have I done? This is way too dark. That's what I've got so far. Just looks like blobs of green, but I'm trying to get in the layers, the shadow, and then I'm going to go in, add in the detail and the colour. Oh, I love it. It's too hot. It's too hot. Oh.
It's not mine, like the one is quite like
Yeah. That's so funny. Oh. So while I was painting there was a dog that came and just refused to walk any further, and it like lay out on the path. I don't want to highlight the fact I had my camera out, but it was just so funny. It was a big like chow dog. It was very cute, very fluffy, but it's very hot today, so I don't blame it. I've painted a bit. I'm not really happy with where it's going. I'm gonna keep going with it. I might have a little walk around, come back and like go for it then. But I'll show you what I got so far. It just looks like green blobs, but I'll bring it to life. I want to get some footage of some of the things I can see here. There's like some blackberries and some butterflies and things, and I want to get them, have a wander, come back and finish the rest of the painting. I don't know why you were so close. But yeah, I'll do that and then I will come back and I'll show you painting, drawing, whatever I've done. Like, look at all this blackberry bush. These are the purple flowers that are beautiful. You can hear a grasshopper. I wonder where it is. I didn't go down this path last time, but I might this time. These are beautiful. All of this purple. So nice. I think it's thistle. There's a little bee and a ladybird. And a fly. Blech. So I just went through one part and just got absolutely covered in spider web and spiders, and my water was open and now I don't know if I trust it. I don't think there's anything in there. Let's close that. But it's just as beautiful as last time. Just walking around, just taking it in. There's like bumblebees, honeybees, all enjoying this blossom. The thistle's much lighter on this side. And there's a ladybird. See the ladybird under there? I love the leaves on these trees because when it's windy they kind of shake like little pom-poms, and then they're lighter on one side than the other. I really tried to capture that last time, but I think it's easier to do that now when the sun is so bright. I'm so glad I've got better shoes on today and a dress. Nice and cool. This bit's pretty nice. It's a bit shaded, different colours. Yeah, it's nice, really nice. bit cool. Okay, so I've grabbed the pencils out and I'm back at the bench and I'm starting to give it some life. That's what it looks like right now, and then I'll keep going. So I came back to the little bench that I was sitting on earlier to get back to the painting. I was filled up with a lot of the beauty and the inspiration from a little walk around. Sometimes I find that really helps, particularly if I feel like I've made a mistake in my painting, or I can just feel that feeling of like I just want to finish this painting and I feel like I want to rush it. Sometimes just having that little pause, that little break where there's a little bit of separation between you and the art, and you can walk around, you fill yourself up with all of these beautiful things, you notice some things that you didn't see before, and then you come back to it and you maybe feel differently when you look at it again. Sometimes it doesn't happen like that and you might not feel differently, but it worked for me this time where I came back and I thought, okay, this is what I can do to improve it. And I went in with the lighter pencil and I felt like that really helped to sort of give some definition to some of the parts that I felt were maybe a bit too dark. I went in and I defined a lot of the shapes, and then sort of had a better idea of what I wanted. The struggle was still there a tiny bit because I still had these dark spaces to contend with, but I think actually I didn't realise at the time, but afterwards I realised that I handled it really well. I think the dark shades really make the piece, and it really pushed me out of my comfort zone to try darker colours in other areas. So at this point I think I realised I needed the paint. I needed those patches of colour again. I think when I normally do a painting, particularly with gouache or watercolour, I will add the base and then the pencils sort of add the detail on the top, and then on the very rare occasion I'll go back over with watercolour if I think that maybe I need to add emphasis to a certain part. But with this one I actually did layers, so I did watercolour, then pencil, then watercolour, then more pencil, and that was just quite interesting. I just wanted to note that it was a different way of working for me, but I think that was because I was trying to make this painting work, but I'd started it off from the very beginning with these dark colours, and so it's alright. I think I did really well with what I had, and I am happy with what I've got. That's what it looks like. I'm starting to get a bit agitated with it, to be honest, because I want to just start again, but I also don't want to give up on it. So let's go in with this harsh black and see what we can do. It just needs some shaping. Okay, it's coming together. It's got a little bit of shape. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. I think that's alright. I think that's quite nice. I spent a long time on it, and you know what, I'm gonna see if I can squeeze in another one, but one that's more loose, and I'm gonna go back to my normal style of starting and layering it up and making it thicker as I go. I just decided to make the sky more blue, and then for forgot to go in and do highlights, so I'm going to quickly do that and see if that really makes us feel better about it, because it normally does. It's normally at this point where I realise, actually no, I like it. No, I'm going to leave it like that. I'll give you a proper look now. It's not exactly what I was aiming for, but you know what? I don't hate it. I think it's really, it's got lots of texture and it's unique and it is beautiful, but it just doesn't tell me, it just doesn't read where I am. So I think I'm gonna have another go. I'll have a little wander around and then it'll be time to go, definitely. Been here for a little while now, so yeah. So I'm gonna leave it like that. So it's now 12 o'clock. I've just packed up after that one painting and I'm not really sure if I'm gonna have time to do another one. So we'll see. I've had a lovely time. It's very hot. And I noticed that the paint was soaking in really fast, and so I'm thinking what I'll do is I'll do a painting when I get back of something that I've seen today. Yeah, really enjoying this place, and I think there's going to be more opportunity for me to visit here and visit lots of other places. There's some amazing places nearby where I live, and yeah, I think it would be really nice to do a little series where I start walking, going on little nature walks and take the dogs and paint. Quite a few people have come to this park. I think particularly it's around lunchtime, so a lot of people will be on their lunch breaks. Yeah, it did get quite busy, and so I didn't really feel comfortable enough to start on that second painting. So I just packed up and I went for a little walk, just walking around, taking it in, and I'll do some painting when I get home, I think. But I'm excited. I'm happy with the painting that I did. It's not what I kind of imagined it would be, but I guess that's part of the joy. But also part of art where it takes practice. And it takes a lot of work to get an artwork to a place that you've seen in your head. So yeah, I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it at all. Hopefully soon I'll have a car, and so I'll be able to drive places and things will be more accessible to me to go at my own pace. But I guess we'll just see. There's loads of time. I've got the whole summer to enjoy with the kids as well, so that's also going to be great. and lovely, and I can't wait for that. I think that's gonna be all for this video. I've had a good time. I've done one painting and I can always come back, and there's always so many other different places I could go. I think it just got a little bit too busy and I got a little bit too in my head and anxious that it affected my painting. So maybe I'll practice more painting outside with people around. So that's all for this video. I only managed to get one painting done, and I did do some painting when I got home, and I will show that in another video. But thank you so much for watching this, and if you got to the end, please comment butterfly, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!